Welcome back. Ironsworn Starforged Vaults of Vaarn. Okay. For you, it's been a bit, but for me, it's been literally 15 minutes. We are right in the heat of figuring out what happened to Matala. She stumbled into a hidden settlement named Wayward Terminal that she has found a sort of a base camp home for called Wayward. And as she was exploring this area to better get a sense of what's going on, a storm kind of blew into the area, and she had to dive into this new sort of exploration stage. And in doing so, came across a couple of enemies that she had to deal with. One of them, a chromivore, like this nasty, prismatic sort of looking creature that did not look friendly, did not look like anything that she wanted to deal with. So she used her shade ability to kind of go under the radar, so to speak, and was able to get by it, but find a secret passage into the next areas. And then as she just stumbles around a bit into seemingly no sort of rhyme or reason, like there's, crumbling passages and, walkways and things like that, she stumbles into a market area that has like a guard post space. And as she entered into a new building to explore, she unintentionally releases what looks to be sort of a guardian of this place, a stumbling drone that has this plasma rifle thing that bursts out of the sand that was previously either unactivated or only activates when there's things happening about it. And then this is the beginning of some roles and some things that we have to do here. So first things first, in the order of operations, I think we have to endure stress first, because the releasing this enemy was stressful. Endure stress. When you face mental strain, shock, or despair, suffer -1, and then you may... so we're going to -1 stress here. Spirit, health, supply, health, spirit. So yeah, spirit is going to go down from 4 to 3. I think this is actually serious stress, releasing that, so I'm going to go down to 2 instead. Excuse me. We're going to choose to resist it by rolling spirit or heart, whichever is higher. Our spirit is higher, it's 2. Heart is only 1. So, ooh, yeah, no, we fail. It's worse than you might suffer an additional -1 or lose momentum. I think we're just going to lose momentum. -2, so we're at +1 now. Let's see, we are not shaken or anything like that, so that's fine. So then we also waste resources. We have to, when you lose or consume resources, suffer -1 supply. I think it's just a -1 because it was the reaction of dropping this stuff and it being damaged by the bursting out of the stumbling drone guard type creature. So our supply goes from 5 to 4. Then we're going, yeah, that's all that is. So we just lost some supplies. And the unintended effect was this stumbling drone, and now we need to face danger as this new enemy bursts out into the scene. And I think we're going to have her roll edge to quickly get out of the way and hopefully go to somewhere where this new thing is not going to stalk her or find her. So she's gonna quickly close the door behind her and go deeper into this new building. With edge, so 6. So that's a 5 and a 1. So that is a strong hit. On a strong hit, you are successful. Take +1 momentum, which is great. So her momentum goes from 1 to 2 again. And so she succeeds in dodging the drone for now. So we have a couple of enemies in this area that she stumbled into. The chromivore from previous session and this stumbling drone, which looks to be now like, so she finds a small little, she opens the door again, and it looks to be on a standard patrol procedure around the market area. So the enemy gains control of this area. So that's all that happened here. That's what the market area sort of thing happened. So she fails on her scenario, like her role to figure out what's going on, because something bad happened as she was searching the area. But she's in this new space. She takes a minute, and she is thankfully not damaged, but she's a little shaken, and she lost some supplies, and her momentum went down a bit, and she feels a little bit, you know, like she lost some progress, that kind of thing. And that particular scenario, she's not going to gain any new knowledge or any sort of major thing for exploring the wayward terminal vow. So it's still 2 out of 10. But Metella is now going to she's trying to secure an advantage going into this new area. So I think she's going to try to quickly get away from this space, this patrolling thing. In fact, I think she's going to try to be stealthy. She's run into 2 things before. She is going to use her shade ability, set it to 5, and roll. Thankfully, that is a weak hit. A 0 on these are 10s, so that's a weak hit. With a weak hit, we either +1 our next move or take 2 momentum. I think she is feeling that she needs to be a little more careful and make sure the next thing works out. Mechanically speaking, I always felt that the +1 on the next move is helpful generically, but I've always been able to find other ways to make that not as bad. But the +2 momentum is always great because you always have a future thing that would help. But narratively speaking, I think that she would take a little more time and be careful and try to make sure that her next thing works. So she's going to add +1 to the next move. +1 next move, which are all of these things, just to be clear. All the mechanics in the game, they're usually moves. And so most of these things, except for progress moves, are things that you roll on. And so our next roll on these move tables will be a +1. Okay. So let us roll to see what sort of next area that we come across in these ruins. So let us roll. Creatures, factions, nope, not moves. Districts, location, themes. There we go. And this is a ruin. Let's see. Let's see here. So chaotic. Okay. Overgrown. Okay, so this is, yeah, it's still ruined, so 76. We're going to roll to see what kind of theme. We got eight actually. Collapsed or broken structure. Okay, so she comes up against a collapsed structure, which is 10. So that's the feature. So let us roll on the district area here. Not district. The there we go. Okay, so the zones. Here we go. Let's do 100. A research area. Okay. So we have a research area that she's come across. That is... So it's ruined, though, so 40. Hazardous material storage. Okay. So there is hazmat area, ruined, and what kind of things are here? I think she's going to continue to gather information. This is kind of her bread and butter. This is what she does. It feels kind of weird narratively or mechanically to do the same move over, or the same path move, but rarely are you in a situation in this game to continue to use it all the time. And I think for her, she wants to be careful with it anyway, so she is going to do this. So with the +1 next move bonus and her scavenger path bonus, she gets a +2, she gets a +4 total on her wits move for gather information. Oops. Okay, well that's good. That's a 2 and a 2, but a 1 plus a 4, thankfully, is much bigger than a 2. And so we have a strong hit with a match. So that is going to be, you discover something helpful and specific. The path you must follow or action you must take is made clear. Envision what you learn, then take +2 momentum. So we're going to add 2 momentum first, because I always do. Actually, 3 momentum because of the scavenger path. On a strong hit with a match, you also find something of unique value, significance, or function. Envision the nature of the discovery. Take +2 momentum and mark 2 ticks on your discoveries. Wow. So we get +5 momentum. Oh, wow. So we get 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we get plus. So we're at 7. We're at 7 momentum right now. Uh-oh. I need to move this because this ripped. +7. Wow. Okay. Momentum is at +7. So I feel like this is an interesting scene where the hazmat area, the ruined area, she gathered information and she hit with a match. So with a match, we find something specific or a value. So envision the nature of this discovery, which I think what we're going to do is we're going to roll on the opportunity to see what that is. So we're going to roll on the research area, and we're going to roll the D100 here. 50. So specialized tools. Okay, so specialized research tools is the find. And we are going to also roll on the ruined table as well to get a kind of a double opportunity here. 17. Access to an untouched or preserved area. Interesting. Okay, so access to untouched / preserved area. Okay, so this is interesting. So we got two options / things to choose from or to utilize. And we mark 2 ticks on your Discovery's Legacy trick, or Discovery's Legacy track. So I think I'm going to mark +2 Discovery track. Okay. So, all right. So what does this mean? So this particular thing, it's an item, it's a tool, and it gives us access to untouched preserved area. Well, I think this is definitely helps us make progress. So we're going to mark progress as well on this exploration. So what is this untouched preserved area? So what is this untouched area? Okay, so what is this next area going to be? So let's just roll on the... It's untouched, it's no longer ruined. So let us continue to use this. Ooh, actually, all right. When we have a ruin, like there is ruins here, untouched, hold on. There's a table here that ruins. What was it? So there were like cryogenic chambers and stuff that we rolled up before, tombs, and then, so it's something that is currently being used or is untouched. I think this might be a vault. As a reminder, vaults of Vaarn are subterranean ruins that riddle the Blue Desert. Crucially, these vaults will always contain exotica, the far future treasure the PCs are searching for. Therefore, advise to create one location before the campaign begins. Follow these steps. So I'm going to, so we know that this is this specialized research tool, I think, is an access card. And this access card that she finds is on the supposed like desiccated corpse of some individual, and she can't really make out what it used to be. Very old, and you know, there's bones kind of, but there's this shiny object, and it looks to be some sort of like ID card / access card. Something that she has known that the Varnish people use for their you know, certain sort of buildings and libraries and archives. Can this go to an archive? And she looks up and she sees this massive vault door that has like these 3 concentric circles on it. And in the very center is sort of an inset that has the same shape as the card that she's holding. So she actually sort of the inquisitive scavenger sort of mindset, and the fact that she's exploring this place, she's just going to go up to it and just put her hand on this space with the ID card. And she hears this like massive like thunking metal sound, thunk, thunk, and thunk, like very heavy. Think of a bank vault door unlocking for the first time in hundreds and hundreds of years. The rust coming off of it, but here it's pristine. The outside of this door looks pristine. And as it starts to slowly swing open, the lights are on the inside. They kind of magically light on either side. And she's staring face to face to what she can only surmise as what those traveling merchants that she's dealt with of the Vaults of Vaarn, a Vault of Vaarn. And had these, quote, researchers or these beings that were here before, did they get access to it? Have they been in here before? Now, we know that it's pristine and untouched, but Matala doesn't know this. So what we have here is we're going to be creating a vault, and she is going to be going through this vault. This is going to be wild. Okay. A Vault of Vaarn. The game's namesake. Okay. So there are rooms and all that. So this is one of those things. I think what we're going to do is that I think by finding this vault, and that was the 2 progress, I think going through this vault is going to continue on the exploration of this area. And I think that this, under this massive sort of vault, who knows, like, I'm gonna roll up on these tables and see what this does. So this particular session is probably going to be more vault construction than vault exploration, because this is a kind of a big sort of deal in, well, this game. The Vaults of Vaarn is all about these kinds of things, so I kind of want to give it its due and its focus. I think we've run across the vaults before. I don't think so. There's an archive there. There's the settlement there. There was the Varnish wreck that turned out to be the what's that called? That major what was it called? We called it the starship, the Dreadnought class starship, Alistane Cade. I forget what they called it. I can't remember it all, but that was a lot of fun. That Ardell ran into them. But let us continue on with this new Vault of Vaarn. So we're gonna roll up some tables here. I'm just going to leave this right here, and let us roll a d20. Okay, so the entrance is, I don't think we need to roll that. The entrance is a, large, I'm going to write just bank vault because I know what that looks like to me. Large bank vault door. And let us look at what these areas are generally filled with. Dusty and silent. Ooh. The tunnels generally dusty and silent. Dusty and silent. And the original function of this place, bioweapon research. Oh man, original purpose. Bioweapon research. Okay, let's see here. Okay, you now have 5 rooms. Okay. All right. All right, so hold on. I'm just reading this attach hazards to the second. Okay. All right. All right. So we have let's look at some hazards. Proximity mines. Ooh. Hazard 1. Prox mines. Hazard 2. I'm rolling really low with this die. Radioactive waste. That makes sense. Hazard 2. Radioactive waste. Okay. These will have to be dealt with. And some features for some of the rooms. Feature A, 11. Ooh, scrawled with graffiti. Okay. Feature. Scrawled with graffiti. And then a second feature, 17. Force field projector. Interesting. Force field. Okay. We have some interesting things going on. Okay. I think the way that I'm going to deal with this is that this wants you to create like rooms for your characters to go through and all that fun stuff. Ironsworn doesn't necessarily need to do that. I could use like the delve mechanics and stuff, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm still going to use the exploring wayward as my thing, as my progress bar, but I'm going to use the undertake an expedition where we are surveying a mysterious site. I think that's what we're doing here. And so give the expedition a name and rank. Then for each segment of the expedition, envision your approach, and then you keep doing that. So, and then when we finish the expedition, I think that's what we're going to do here. So we kind of come in here with a little bit figured out. But I am going to change how many of these that we can fill out. So I think I'm going to make this... I think I'm also going to make this the same thing, formidable. Or actually, I'm going to make this dangerous. So 1 tech per progress. So I'm going to do like this per progress. And that is going to go up there. I'm just going to tell myself to... My little shorthand, whenever you play games and such, whatever shorthand works for you, that's the way you do it. I'm just mindful that I'm writing scrawly stuff on video effectively, and it's not really for anyone but myself. But, okay, let us figure out what she's going to be doing. So, the first thing that she runs into is probably the scrawled graffiti everywhere, and she can't read it. I can have her try to gather information, but like honestly, I don't think it's gonna work here. I don't think the scavenger thing is really going to be apparent or useful. The only thing that what we're gonna do here is I think we're going to have her probably stay vigilant and be mindful of her surroundings as she goes through. So she is going to... We gave this a dangerous rank, but we have 6 boxes to fill as opposed to full 10. That's the only real difference here, because I'm using the same a progress track as the exploration of this city within this vault as well. It's just the way I want to do it here. And I think because this was there's a force field projector and a dusty silent bioweapon research, something tells me that there's something that this is a vault for a reason. And I have an idea. I'm gonna make a circle here, and I'm gonna have 4 boxes. And then if this is full, that equals a story complication. Now, but this is the bio weapon related. Now, I don't know what it's going to exactly be, but I feel like there's something about this force field, and that it's a bioweapon research facility. Something's being contained somehow. And if anything really negative happens, I'm going to fill this out. And if all 4 of them happen, something's going to happen in the background that might affect the story. It may not, but it is something that I really like in Starforged. These, what do they call these? They are called, oh man, I forgot what they're called off the top of my head. They are like, it's bothering me that I can't remember the name. Sorry, folks. It's like a tension clock. It's a tension clock or something like that. So there's going to be 4 things, 4 opportunities for bad things to happen and to make things worse. How about that? Okay, so we're gonna roll with wits, and we're not gonna be using her scavenger ability. That's not really gonna be a thing. Her wits is at 2, so she gets a +2 on this roll, and so we are undertaking an expedition. 2 and a 1, so 5 + 2 is 7. So that's a strong hit. We're staying vigilant here. On a strong hit, you reach a waypoint. Envision the location and mark progress per the rank. So we're going to mark progress, which is only 1 tick per progress. And then envision the location and mark progress. Okay, so the location here are going to be the dusty and silent tunnels here, scrawled with a graffiti. And there's a situation here where I think she wants to kind of actually gather information in this new space. And I think what we want to do here is roll. I'm going to kind of draw kind of a few boxes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we started here, and this is vault entry, and then we have these little kind of boxes. So this is going to be the silent tunnels. So this is kind of like the first entry into the area, and there's probably doors, and there's probably side offices and rooms and such. And because we rolled up that it was untouched and basically preserved, I'm envisioning like these like high futuristic sort of looking technology, and not quite Star Trek. Think a little bit of like Star Wars mixed with Firefly, mixed with a little bit of Dune technology. that kind of feel to the way these rooms operate and work. But very futuristic and very ancient feeling, though, to this Fa scavenger that has never seen anything remotely like this. I think she's going to intentionally try to go and use her shade ability. Just narratively speaking, I think she's just kind of bamf into that alternate void area, the shadowy veil, where she's in this not brightly lit, but these tunnels that have these kind of undulating like fire sconces that don't look like fire but are lit from an unknown source. It doesn't look to be attached to like a wall torch or anything like that. They're just kind of in this space. And she's walking through these tunnels and she's trying to search for clues and figure out what this place was used for. So it gets +2 total, 6. So that's 8. Oh, that is a strong hit. Strong hit. You discover something helpful and specific your path must follow is clear, and you must make progress is made clear. Envision what you learn, then take +2 momentum. Okay, so her momentum goes up to 9. That's awesome. What does she learn here? So these silent tunnel areas, what does she learn about this space? She actually goes up to 10 because of her scavenger, I believe. And it was not a strong hit with a match, but what does she learn about this place? I'm gonna roll on the some tables here. Let's roll on the core. Yeah, let's roll on action and theme here. I don't need that. 90. So we got summon. What? Summon. That's cocked. Summon 61. Summon phenomenon. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, so silent tunnel info. Summon phenomenon. Oh, summon phenomenon. So maybe she actually in one of these side rooms. Maybe she sees some documents that have been laid out, and I feel like because this has been locked and it's pristine, is there anyone in this place? Is there any evidence of habitation in this place? I'm going to give this a small chance. 55. So it is no. And odd. I liked when I asked the Oracle things, if it's this two same numbers on a no, it's a no but. So I think I'm gonna say that it's a no, but maybe there are remains, or like not signs of habitation, but there might be clues to where they've been. Okay, so summon a phenomenon and a clues to where everyone went? Question mark. So that tells Matala that these people probably had to leave because of what's going on here. And there are the documents about the force field that's holding something in, but we don't know where that is or where that's generated. And she probably learns that there's the basic bioweapon research, but this summon phenomenon thing is the thing that caused something to happen. And what that phenomenon is, don't really know. So that's what she learns here. So let's roll and continue on the undertaking the expedition moves, which is right here. Undertake an expedition, yes. So she's going to continue to stay vigilant. So she gets +2. Yep, +2 on this. Yikes. That's cocked, though. Okay, +2 is still only just a 3. So she misses that. Now she could... She doesn't... It's at 10. I think she's going to burn that. And she's going to make this a strong hit. Mostly because she does not... Again, her mentality is success going forward, not necessarily the journey. Unlike Ardell Santos, remember, his whole thing is momentum. Keep going, keep going. And whatever happens, happens. I think our friend here, Matala, is a little bit more cautious, but more wanting for the knowledge to... the things that she's learning to be impactful and not just... she doesn't want to just experience things. She wants to learn and grow from them. So she's going to burn her momentum, go down to 2 to make that a strong hit. So a strong hit for Undertake Expedition is you reach a waypoint, envision the location, mark progress per rank. So we're going to mark progress again. And we're going to say that we have come across... So this is Silent Tunnels. I think for here, it's fairly quiet still. And I think we're going to come across one of the hazards. Is it going to be the proximity mines? No. So it's going to be the radioactive waste. So this is going to be that that radioactive waste here. So this is a danger area. So she's going to have to face danger, of course. So she makes it here just fine, but now that she has to deal with this hazard. And I think for here is because it is immediately apparent there's radioactive waste here. It's not great. I think she is going to try to gain leverage with this area. She's going to... She's probably... I mean, she's probably going to face danger by trying to run through the area quickly. Seeing the signs that there is radioactive waste everywhere. She can't really stick around. She can't, like, learn anything well, because there is, you know, the radioactive signs are just... They're plastered. There are rooms that are kind of cordoned off and actually stickered, and all of that. So there's not a lot, and she starts to feel a little ill just going in. So she's going to try to just run as quickly as she can. 5 plus 2 is 7. Thankfully, that's still a weak hit. I think, unfortunately, I think that's... She's going to take some damage here. You succeed, but make a suffer move of -1. Okay. So she moves forward. But she's going to suffer... She's probably going to suffer harm. And -1 health. So she... -1's health. She's not feeling great because of that. She is going to roll to withstand harm. Ooh, 8 and 10. So that's... She unfortunately can't shake it off. On a miss, it's worse. She tries to shake it off, but it is radioactive waste after all. So she goes from 5 to 4 down to 3 because of this. For if your health is 0, we do not lose any momentum or anything. We're good. So, and now we're going to, because that was a miss, you're waylaid by a crisis. No, that was, sorry. That was not undertake. That was face danger. Miss. Yep. No, weak hit. You succeed. Okay, so we get through. So Matali is able to get through the radioactive waste area, and her next thing is to undertake and to go forward. She's not going to linger here or do anything else. 5, and then undertake an expedition. She is trying to move at speed because of that. So her edge is 3. So that is 7. So that is going to be a strong hit with a match. On a strong hit, you reach your waypoint, envision the location, and mark progress. So we're going to mark progress here. And with a match is an opportunity in this area. So let's find out. So we already used the radioactive wastes area and the graffiti. I think this is going to be the force field and the mines. So the mines are around the area, and the force field is containing something, as we have previously established. What is it containing? Now, it's some sort of phenomenon. So I think I'm going to look at, there are some interesting sort of tables that we can roll on for like what this might be in Starforged. Starforged has some scene challenges and campaign clocks, tension clocks. Oh, right, we failed miserably on at least one thing, right? Yes, we did. Okay. So something is happening there. I kind of want to anomalies. There we go. The anomalies. Yes, meddling with alien artifacts or forbidden magic may put you at mercy or of chaos to resolve effects of ancient tech, rituals, or strange forces. Okay, so I'm just going to write this force field is page 112 on Starforged. Okay, so this fourth, but we have a match here. So we're gonna roll to see what kind of clue we get, or opportunity. Right? Oh wait, no, opportunity. Opportunity on a what's it called? Well, we call them precursor vaults here. Let's vault purpose, peril, interior opportunity. We're not in the sanctum yet, so the interior opportunity 73, salvageable resource. Okay. Salvageable resource. And what is that resource going to be? Okay. Honestly, I think the salvageable resource might be the mines. I think with her scavenger ability, and her familiarity with like going around these areas carefully, and like using her skills, I think as she arrives, she sees these mines and is able to kind of deactivate them. Or maybe they're duds. Maybe they just don't work anymore. But so now she has some proximity mines as a resource. So she has those. But there's this force field that is containing something. And I want to figure out, so we know that it is some sort of radioactive or bioweapon thing that is contained. Yes, force field. Force field is containing. Let's look at the perils for yes, for medical perils. Let's see. Okay, quarantine. So that would be like interesting. Okay. Research, page 91. Okay. Research peril. Okay. Unstable technology. All right. What is this? What is this anomaly? Oh, well, you know what? Let's just roll on the anomaly effect, and we can roll up to see, or we can figure out what it does. There's also an opportunity to use, again, the Starsmith also has a bunch of miscellaneous things as well. The complications, the items, which is interesting, but the anomaly effects, there's more of them. So let us roll on this one. I kind of want to roll on some various new tables. So the D6 plus a D100. So we're going to use the third table and 69. Nice. So 69. Oh, there's a combat action table. That's cool. Can use that. Anomaly effect, 69. Jumps forward in time significantly. Ooh. Okay. Force field is containing something that affects time. Anomaly causes characters to jump forward in time. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I feel like she is going to stay here. Now that she took care of the proximity mines, I think she is going to gather information yet again. It just seems like she is very inquisitive and she wants to figure this out. So she's going to roll at a +3. And she does have a momentum of 2 right now. Ooh, okay. So she has 6, which is a weak hit. On a weak hit here is not horrible, but information, it provides new insight, but also complicates your quest. Envision what you discover, then take +1 momentum. Again, adding the momentum because reasons. 3. Okay. The insight to this, I think she's going to learn that this thing is containing a weird time thing that if it gets released will push this whole area forward in time, but also releasing this bioweapon that was being developed. What does this bioweapon do? I think that we need to figure that out in case, unfortunately, it this bioweapon is, let's see, I am going to, oops, I don't need to roll all of them, 98. So we have, oh, I need, not the skull, I need medical, research, medical. Ooh, it's a straight up disease. Okay, so it's a disease. Disease. It's a disease. Okay, so if that disease gets out, then it'll, if they fast forward time, it's going to, you know, get out and infect people. So she's not going to touch anything here. Nothing here feels useful to her, and she has these proximity mines anyway. So now she's going to continue with going forward, undertaking her expedition. I think this is knowing that there's weird time stuff going on, there's proximity mines. I think she's going to continue to stay vigilant and just be very mindful of where she's walking, what she's looking at. And, ooh, 2 plus 2 is 4, so that is a miss. Waylaid by a crisis or arrive at a waypoint to confront an immediate hardship or threat. Do not mark progress and pay the price. Okay. All right. I think we're going to, on the way to, so leaving the force field mines, going to probably the actual bioweapon area. So the area that has the containers and storage for all of the bioweapon stuff and the like research terminals and test tubes and various things like that all over the place. And so the crisis is what? So let's roll pay the price and adjust accordingly to where we are. 39 is the environment or terrain introduces a new hazard. Uh-oh. Introduces a new hazard. Okay, so the bio weapon area, new hazard. Okay, so this one I feel I'm gonna roll on the Vaults of Vaarn, the Vaults of Vaarn table to where is it? Vaults. So vault hazard. So I'm going to roll again on this one and roll a d20 for a new vault. That's 6 or 9. I think that's a 9. Magnetized ceiling. Interesting. Okay, so mag ceiling. So I think this feels like something that is going to yoink her up to the ceiling the minute that she walks through. And she's carrying stuff that has metal, and like her suit has like metal tubing and various things like that. So her whole body goes zipped up into the ceiling. And this is the hazard, and this is the thing that she has to deal with as she's going into the bioweapon area. I'm assuming it's to keep certain things away from other people that are walking through properly without stuff that's magnetized. And there's probably an ionization that's happening as this is happening. And I believe the thing that makes the most sense to me is that she's going to lose some resources. She's going to pay the price that this new hazard is going to do is going to be, she's going to have to face danger immediately. And because she's being yoinked up into this magnetic area, and she's probably hanging upside down, and yeah, it's kind of awkward for her to deal with. So let us probably strength, endurance, and aggression, trying to push herself off of this. Her iron is low, is 1, so she only has 1. Oh, 1 and 7, so that is a 5. So that's still a weak hit. A weak hit on this. We succeed, but make a suffer move. Okay, well, I think the suffer move for here is going to be... I mean, the thing that makes the most sense is that I think she's able to figure out that there's a button somewhere or some sort of... she kind of... I can't describe it very well, but she's capable of crawling over to an area that has a panel, and she's like bashing at it to like demagnetize the ceiling. And she figures out how to do that, but she's doing it aggressively, and she's not really thinking. As she does that final hit, and she takes like some tool that she has on her, and she's able to like pry open a little area and then mess around with the circuitry that's in the walls. She finally short circuits it, but then she realizes she's up on the ceiling and she falls, and so she is going to endure harm. So she goes from 3 down to 2. Ugh. And she is going to attempt to resist. 9 and 3 plus 2. Did I roll this? I can't remember. 3. So that is a weak hit. On a weak hit, you are not wounded. If you're not wounded, which we are not actually wounded, you may lose momentum in exchange for the health. I think for her, she is going to. She, again, wants to play things safe, so she's going to lose the momentum. And I think what happens as she falls, like she rolls and takes no physical injury to herself. But the mag ceiling has been dealt with, and she enters into the bioweapon area and sees that there's these funnels that go into the previous room that have the force field that is encasing this entire sort of vaulted ceiling area above her, and she's walking around underneath it, staring up at it in awe, and it is a fantastic sight. But she wants to figure out anything. She wants to sort of make sure that she doesn't fail again. So she's going to secure an advantage. She's going to assess the situation here. And I think she's going to do this with focus and observation. She is leaning in on her gathering information thing, but she's going to secure an advantage to make sure that works. So she's going to roll plus 2. 5, so that's 7. Oof. That is a miss. Can she... That's... Momentum is only at 2. She fails on that, too. On a miss, you fail or your assumptions betray her. Her assumptions was that as she was trying to figure out a better way of moving about the space without triggering things and without accidentally hitting something, she comes across a console of some sort that has a display information of the various things that she's already figured out. So no new information here. But she attempts to try to find more information. And we need to pay the price now. She's still not making progress here. She still has 3 ticks to make. So let's pay the price here. What is happening? What is happening? 92. You are delayed or put at a disadvantage. Okay, so delayed makes me feel like I feel that she is becoming a little unwell and sluggish. And I think while she is typing in some sort of information and getting out these displays of like the maps area, she can't read the words themselves. That being said, if she hasn't been able to read some of this information that I've been kind of assuming that she could read, that's on me. That's my fault. There's a lot of information that she shouldn't have known, but there is a possibility in which that she could have figured it out. But let's just say, for the narrative's sake, that she did all those things. But going forward, I'm going to try to remember that she can't physically read Varnish. She can understand people speaking, and certain basic written languages, but not especially not these older ones. So she's at a disadvantage here, and I feel the thing that makes the most sense is taking time is that she's starting to feel sleepy and tired. And I think what's happening is that this area in this force field is exuding such this strong magnetic force. And the anomaly has this weird time effect, right? And she's getting closer to it somehow. Or, we know that it's at the end of 5 rooms, and it's almost here. The next space is the final room, basically. But she doesn't know that. We do. I think she is going to have to endure something here. I think she's going to endure stress, mental strain, shock, or despair. I think it's more mental strain. So I think this is actually pretty serious stuff, knowing that she is has been affected by the radioactive stuff. She's been affected by the force field a little bit, and there's this oppressiveness that is happening here as well. So I think there's a weird leakage is happening. She's getting closer to this, and the effect on her and her body and her brain is more so. So I think this is a -2 stress. So her stress goes from, or her spirit goes from 2 to 0. So if your spirit is 0, lose momentum equal to any remaining stress, which we don't. Then if your spirit is 0, or you choose to resist, roll spirit or heart, whichever is higher. Heart is currently 1, spirit 0, so let's roll with +1. Oh my lord, that's a weak hit. That was a 1 and a 9, so that's a 6 total. Weak hit, if you're not shaken, you may lose momentum. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I see. If a miss, if your spirit's 0, shake it off. If you're not shaken, take +1. No, weak hit. We are going to lose momentum at the cost of -1 in exchange for +1 spirit. So I think she's going to do that. She's going to lose some momentum. Again, she's all about making sure she stays alert. She stays, kind of with it. And I think what this looks like from an observer is, as she is trying to figure something out, there's this weird zap that happens on her head, and she sort of shakes it off a little bit, but a little bit changes around her. And I'm going to say that something timey-wimey happens. And I think we're going to pick that up next time, folks, where we have Matala trudging through a vault of Vaarn that was used as a bioweapon research facility, and has run into quite a few hazards and scenarios and something is happening and she can't quite explain it. But we will figure that out next time. But until next time, folks, I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.